What's going on, guys? Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for lending me some of your best asset, your time. So thank you for joining me. If this is your second time, welcome back. I appreciate the support. I appreciate the love. If this is your first time and you like all things EDC, we like to go over guns, gear, anything everyday carry, tactics, maybe sometimes breaking news in the news with anything gun related. Very seldomly we do that, but I do like to do that every now and then. So if you like what you hear, consider subscribing down below. Hit the like button, hit the little notification bell so you get a notification when we make new videos. I don't make them on a regular basis because I got a full-time job, I got twins on the way, and so many other things going on. So hit that little notification bell so you know when a new video comes out. I appreciate the support. It doesn't cost you anything and it helps me a ton. So let's get right into it now. So today what we're going over is, as most of you know, I've been looking for a new optic for the Springfield Hellcat Pro Comp that I just got recently. And I finally came down to a pick that fits basically the requirements of what I was looking for. So I was looking for something that will go right onto the slide without an adapter plate. It will ride very low. It will co-witness, and it'll give me the durability, the quality, the performance that I was looking for. So I think I came down with a good choice here. A couple of you guys recommended it, and that's what I went with. So today we have the Cat Pro, Cyelee Cat Pro. I've heard a ton of good things about this thing, so I finally broke down, decided to get it. It was between this and some other models, but this one I think didn't break the bank and had all the little features, bells and whistles that I wanted, that I was satisfied with. I don't need anything over the moon, over the top. So this thing here covered all the bases. So let's go down to the tabletop. Let's go over this thing. Let's go over all the features, all the specs, everything. Catch you guys down below. So here we are down at the tabletop, as we just discussed. This is the Cat Pro. This is the exact box it comes in. I actually this was one of the ones I tried to not open up before it got on camera. I opened it, I looked at it, I put everything back exactly how it was. I haven't done much since then. So this is basically a new unboxing. So let's go over it. As you can see, the box here, it says probably the most important thing about it is what kind of footprint it goes onto. So it's for the RMSC footprint. I'll roll in all the guns that it's compatible with right over here. There's their website there. You can find these things all over Amazon. They got their own website, obviously. Here's the front of it here. So it shows you the window size here. It's in millimeters, so if you want to convert it, that's up to you. I'll try to do a conversion right here to help you guys out. There's the dimensions, but there you go. So it's about a little over 1.5 inches by 1 inch by 1 inch. So not very big. It is made for the subcompact models. So it's not going to be very big, not like the RMR, the Holosun 507Cs, that type size. Made for carry and duty. So that's their new thing now. They're supposed to be solid. They're supposed to be able to take a beating. I got to tell you, they're doing pretty good. For those of you who haven't seen, I have another Cyelee. I believe it's the CT2 that I have on the TX22. I really like that thing. I like it. It's a full-size one. Cyelee came out a little while ago, I think 2020, and they've definitely stepped their game up since then. So I think they're doing very good things. Honestly, I was deciding between that and the Cat X Pro, but I went ahead and went with this one. So let's go on to the rest of the box. Here's the back of it here. See there, fully submersible, red dot. You can get red and green. It is a 3 MOA dot. Here's some of the features here. Let me put that up there for you. Optional lockout mode, the footprint, 8 daylight, 2 night vision settings. So motion deactivated standby, aka shake awake. It's got up to 50,000 hours battery life with the CR1632 battery, which is probably actually it's probably up there. The two most popular ones are the 2032 and the 1632. So very easy to get. Amazon, Walmart, anywhere you can find that battery anywhere. Sub half MOA infinite adjustments. So we'll go over that in a little bit, what that means, because I know what you guys really want is to get this thing opened up. So let's get it on the table. I was kind of worried because when I got it in the mail, usually there's little seals right here and you can feel secure. Nobody's been playing with it, but this thing, as soon as I pulled it out of the bag, it's just like that. So I was a little worried about that. Also, if it makes a difference to you guys, it is made, I believe they're Chinese optics. They're definitely Asian optics. So I know the old model boxes used to come with like a big American flag on here, which was kind of misleading. So this is exactly the way it came. So they got a little Cyelee sticker here. You can see it, it's transparent. These are good for sticking inside your safe. So you got here, it's got all the little features, instructions. For those of you here, I'll open it up. If you want to read it, you can put the video on pause and read it now. Okay. Here's the other side. If you want to read it, put the video on pause. 3, 2, 1, and we're out of here. So that's that. Cyelee always has this little card here that helps you zero it out. I know a lot of people have problems zeroing out their red dot because when you turn it up, the dot moves down. When you turn it to the right, the dot moves left, because what you want to move is your impact. So the dot will move this way if you want to shoot more right, blah, blah, blah. Next is this little card. So I was reading through it off camera because I was wondering what this was for. So what I see is that they recommend 25 yard zero, no matter what you're going to shoot. And it kind of started to make sense. I was wondering what all this here was. So basically what they're saying is if you do a 5 yard zero, this is what your different measurements are going to shoot out to be. If you do a 10 yard zero, this will be the spacing between your shots at these distances. So this is why they recommend the 25 yard zero, because regardless, from 5 to 25 yards, your group isn't very different. So you'll be more generally effective with a 25 yard zero. It's like rifling, like with a rifle zero. This is why I subscribe to the 36 yard zero on rifling. If you haven't looked into that, a 36 yard zero is probably the best zero in my opinion for a rifle. You can just YouTube it. I haven't made any videos on that, but just YouTube 36 yard zero, and you'll see the further you go out to distance, the tighter this group will be as in comparison to these. So these will be more effective at the exact yardage that you zero for, but in general, which I think is more of a realistic real life thing, in general, you're gonna have a tighter grouping regardless of the distance, less math you gotta do in your head when it comes time to shoot. So we'll put that to the side. Nice little black microfiber cloth here, which is good for cleaning your optics. I should be using this. Normally it's just me. I'll use my t-shirt at the moment because I carry appendix and this thing tends to get a lot of dust in it. Well, not this one specifically, but my everyday carry. So did you see this? It comes with a little cover on it. It's got the cat on there, the Cyelee, however you guys want to call it. Put that to the side for a second. One of the things I like about Cyelee is they always do this. So there's a bunch of different screws in here, and we'll open it up. And see a bunch of different screws. It's got all the measurements, all the specs on there that you need. I like that. It even tells you the bit, the wrench that you can use to tighten these down. So it seems like they all use the T10. But they're all different size screw specs depending on what gun you have, what you're attaching it to. They got a bunch on here. The other Cyelee I have did the same thing, so I think that's a huge plus when you buy from these people that some of the higher end companies don't do. So we'll put that back in there. Set that to the side. Get in here, and you got some even more screws in here. Or did they accidentally send me two of the same pack? No, they actually sent two different kinds for whatever you need. 5.5, 5 milliliter, length 8, 12, same size wrench. So this is how many screws they sent in this package, just to make sure whoever buys it is ready to go. So you can definitely appreciate that. Here's your, this is actually, here, let me pull it out so you can see it better. That's why I didn't see it. This is actually like the little flat head to do your windage and elevation, see here? And then you got the torque screw on the other side. So this one's flat head on both sides. This one's the torque screw on both sides. Awesome. So that means you got everything you need in this little package. So definitely we can appreciate that. You definitely get your money's worth. I probably haven't mentioned it by now, but this is actually right now $189 on Amazon. If you watch some videos like 704 Tactical, shout out to that guy. He always has some codes and stuff on red dots, promo codes and stuff like that. There's other channels that have them, I'm sure. But yeah, you can get a nice discount with those, especially when they first come out. So let's go right to the optic. Here's the optic itself. It's probably gonna take a little time to get this thing out of here because this thing is snug. We'll just peel this thing back. There you are. So this is the red dot itself. Cyelee there, you can see that. Cat Pro on this side. You can see the plus or minus tabs right there. Nice big buttons. Got nice little rubber pads there on top. There you go. That's the look all the way around. So as you can tell, it's not very big. It's a nice small little red dot made for micro compact pistols. You got your, see your emitter in there, right in there. So let me point at, see your little emitter in there. Let's get this thing to focus. There you go. So your emitter is back in there. So it is a 3 MOA dot. Let's see if we can get on camera. There you go. Okay, that actually looks much bigger on camera than it really is. So it's not that huge, but it is a 3 MOA dot. It is a red dot. You got your wind engine elevation. Now you see why they sent this little flathead, because look how tiny this thing is. It's not like Holosun. Holosun also usually sends you a tool, but look how tiny this thing is. You basically, I mean, I see why they sent their own flathead. You got to get in there real tight. They're tiny. They are recessed in, which is a good thing. Nothing's going to move those things once you sight them in there. And then one of the great features that I like, aside from the shake awake and aside from it sitting nice and low, as you can tell, this is one of the things that they improved on this over some of their other optics. They made this nice and low, so it sits really low into the slide. But this was another feature that I really liked, was the side loading battery. They're still, till this day, making optics that load batteries on the bottom. I don't know why anybody buys those anymore, because you got to remove them. You got to put change the battery out and then put them back on. You got to zero it back in, because any little slight movement in the way you torqued it down or anything like that, it could throw off your zero. So I like one that I don't have to take on and off the gun. There's some that have the battery tray on here. That works excellent too. But this one's nice side loading. I like those. Holosun does that a lot. That's great in my opinion. That's probably the best way to go. Another thing I liked about this, which is very similar to the Holosun 407K, is the little rear sight that they put in here. In case you want to get rid of your rear sight, you still have one here, or in some other models that you probably have to take the rear sight off. I know some SIGs on the MOS plate, the rear sight is built into that rear plate, the MOS plate or the OPTIC plate. So that'll help there line up with your front sight once you load it on there. So that's basically it, guys. I'll roll in some specs right along here, and we'll wait while the rest of you guys read the specs. And I'll do you a slow transition here of what it looks like all the way around. All right, if you need any more time for the specs, stop the video. But it is said to have up to 50,000 hours of battery life. It does have shake awake. So shake awake, basically, for those of you who don't know, let me move all this stuff out of the way. For those of you who don't know, shake awake is once you put your pistol down somewhere and you don't touch it for 5 minutes, it'll automatically shut off. So it improves battery life. It's not sitting there running for no reason. But as soon as you even bang the table, any little slight movement, it'll turn it back on. So it's ready to go. We already said it's a 3 MOA dot. So it's for the RMSC, so the micro compact, so similar to your 407Ks. It is IPX7 waterproof, which is another fantastic feature. I want as many features as I can get on an everyday carry, as far as it being bulletproof, it being able to sustain weather, any kind of challenge, stuff like that. It is parallax free. The window size, we saw that on the box earlier. Also, they do have a lockout mode. So that means once you engage lockout mode, whatever setting you have it on, it's going to stay that way. So when you have it, appendix, 3 o'clock, whatever, for you wrong-handed people, 9 o'clock, anything like that, the buttons won't get accidentally pressed and change your settings. So how do you engage that? You push both these buttons here. Let's see. You hold both of them down for 4 seconds, and it should blink 3 times to let you know the lock mode is on. And then there you know that no matter what you do, trying to keep the dot in the window at the same time. No matter what you do, the settings won't change. Now to take it back off, hold it down again. Hold it down for several seconds. It'll blink 3 times again, let you know you're out. And now you can change your settings, okay? So there you go. That's the lockout mode. So that's it, guys. That's the Cyelee Cap Pro. Other than that, those are all the features on there. Aside from that, if you look at the shape of this thing sticks out nice enough to protect the glass from it. I like that. The housing is actually made from aircraft grade aluminum, but it doesn't specify which kind. So I find that interesting. I'll try to look that up and get that edited into the video for you. But aside from that, this thing feels solid. I mean, that's pretty thick housing there. I like the window size. I think it's right on par with the 407K. This thing feels solid. I don't see how anybody would have a problem with this. For everyday carry, I'm sure Sage Dynamics could beat this thing to hell, but it looks good enough for the everyday Joe like myself. I mean, this thing feels super solid. I would definitely carry it. As of right now, first opinion is I don't see having a problem putting this on my everyday carry pistol. But like I said before, it's gonna go on the Springfield Hellcat Pro Comp. And stay tuned for the next video. I'll be doing a video on how to install this thing on there. So other than that, if you guys have any questions, comments, complaints, concerns, let me know down below. Subscribe, share, pass it on to anybody else thinking about getting a dot. This was the overview and the unboxing. Other than that, I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya. One thing I did find interesting there, I'm coming right back in just to give you guys a little point. I noticed on the box here, it says sub half MOA, but in the specs right over here, it says 1 MOA per click. So I'm not sure how you can get sub half MOA and 1 MOA at the same time. If any of you guys know what that means and why they did that, or why they say that, could it be a screw up, or am I the screw up here? Comment down below and let me know.